Silat, the ancient martial art of the Malay world. Born over 1,000 years ago among warrior tribes, it was more than combat. It was a way of life, fluid, rhythmic, and deceptive. Every movement tells a story of survival, discipline, and spiritual balance. From bare hands to blades, Silat was initially built to defend against any weapon and any threat. When colonial powers came, it became resistance, practiced in secret, passed down through blood and brotherhood. Today it lives on as both art and arsenal, a reminder that true strength doesn't always strike first. It waits, it learns, and when it's time, it ends the fight. So join me as I dive into this Malaysian and Indonesian art of war, the discipline that forged a culture of strength and inner peace. If you love great food, lifting heavy, and kicking ass, then you're in the right place. My name is Ethan Buck, and I haven't always been fit. In fact, I used to weigh over 320 pounds, but I figured out how to get lean, healthy, and strong while enjoying the process, and I want to share that with you right here. So join me as I travel the world hunting down legendary hole-in-the-wall kitchens, getting humbled in underground fight clubs, and pushing iron in gyms that make your local Planet Fitness look like a daycare center. Every episode is a gamble. Will this mystery meat make me stronger or send me to the hospital? Can I survive a Muay Thai session with fighters who have never heard of holding back? This isn't just a channel, it's a test of discipline, grit, and adventure. Welcome to Food, Fitness, and Fisticuffs, where getting fit is the adventure of a lifetime. So we've got Coach Zul here. Do you call yourself a coach?
Cikgu, basically.
Cikgu.
But coach is also transiting from cikgu to coach.
Okay, perfect. So could you explain to us what is happening right now? Because we've got a bunch of kids here.
All right. So the kids are now preparing for the session, and each session, usually, we didn't just go around and just do the warm up. So we just sit down and we calm ourselves. We do a bit of ritual, some recital from the Quran to calm ourselves, to calm our nerve. And then we focus on what we're going to do for today.
Okay, so it's kind of a spiritual thing to calm yourself down before you train.
Yes, more like in a secular sense, more like a meditating.
Okay.
You meditate yourself, calm yourself, just to make sure that no negative. You leave out all the negative emotion outside. Then you calm yourself down just before you start the training. And we did this before and after the training session.
So does this help with, I think one, probably focus, but also maybe being a good training partner so you don't get too aggressive and angry while you're training?
That's correct. One of it is embedded. We don't necessarily tell the kids directly, but eventually they will actually come to the point. Okay. They will come to the point when we as a coaches, we always remind them, be a good training partner, take care of your training partner. That is number one thing. And when you drill with intention, right? So that's very important. So that's the one that we're going to cover most of the session. The Silat itself is the martial arts that you do on the street, but we can't really find ourselves in trouble all the time. So what we did is we tried to simulate as much as possible during the training. So that's why the training is based on a fast-paced movement and explosive.
All right, let's check out these kids kind of warming up and doing their ceremony and see what they get into. And then he has been so kind to teach me some techniques. So we're going to sit down and ask some questions about the martial art and then learn some techniques here. So that is how this episode is going to go today. So he was just explaining to me the belt system. It's really interesting in that you kind of come full circle. So you start with a black belt, work your way through, and then end with the black belt.
We see this thing in life where you're born blind and you're from your mother's womb, you don't see anything in the world, but then you started to grow yourself. This is where we call the white canvas, and then you start to instill yourself knowledge. And this is green, and then from that knowledge you start to grow your bravery, your strength, your courage. So that is signified from the red belt. So from that red belt you grow again to find your wisdom. So that was the signify yellow belt. But then, upon late in your life, you will encounter that you are facing death. So that's why black belt here, as 4, we have 7 stripe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right. So this signifies that eventually you will die, and in the grave there is a dark. Only darkness in your grave. So you only bring knowledge, which is wisdom. Here, right here. So that's the come to full circle means.
Full circle. The circle of life.
Circle of life. It's all about coming to searching for the perfect end.
That's beautiful. Okay, so for those who have never seen it, how would you describe Silat in your own words?
It's the most, I would say, beautiful, at the same time, vicious. When I first discovered Silat, I never knew myself either about Silat. But then when I get into the system, I meet the right teacher. They show me the way that you could also be calm, composed, but at the same time, you hide the tiger inside of you. The violence can come anytime. We know for a fact that we can able to deal with it. So that's the mindset that you would have, in a way, for the street.
So what makes Silat different from other martial arts like Muay Thai or Kung Fu or Karate?
If you look at the traditional sense of how Silat, it is belong to the Southeast Asian culture, more like what we call it Nusantara, those composers of southern Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei. But the way we carry it out is that it may seem like a cultural aspect in some way, but then when you start to get into it, then you start to realize there is a religious embedded into it. So you would see the cultural on the front end, but once you get deeper, you begin to understanding of the religion, you begin to understand yourself, you begin to understand why the world is that it is, and how does it make sense to your hereafter. Right, so that's how the Malay people see it. Silat is not just a cultural thing, it's something that is deep root within the aspect of religious life. Silat is unique because you know your strength does not come from your meats and bone. Your strength is coming from the one true God. So that is the real power of strength.
So how old is Silat as a martial art, and at what phase did it become a thing in Malaysian history?
Back in the olden days, Silat is just something that you equip yourself with. For the Malay people, martial art has always been part of their daily life, right? So the part where it's called Silat is just a language and terms, right? Silat is also means you make friends. Silat means Silaturahim. The friendships, the bond that you create. Silat is also means intellect, right? You have to be quick with your wits. It became a thing in Malaysian culture when we started to put it into a registration body. The Grandmaster of Silat Gayung, right? The Grandmaster of Silat Gayung, Datuk Mir Abdul Rahman bin Uda Muhammad Hashim, he is the first Malaysian that discovered that let's put Silat as the official organizational body and we expand. There's no exact year, but we all know for a fact that this is begun in the Nusantara region, right? Nusantara region. So it builds from the concept of the people who travel by the sea. So they develop this some sort of a low stance. So, and then it trades with the Chinese Kung Fu hand. Then it becomes the fast hands. And then it started to see people from India, Kabaddi and also the other art form from India, and then we instill into it. So it evolves over time. But the Malay people, they don't actually have the word for it. We call it Silat. Simply it's just, Silat means you have to be quick, you have to be fast, you have to be smart, right? So that the word itself is the art itself, right? But stylistically, it evolves depend on the region. If you go to a Brunei, you see a Bruneian Kuntao. Stylistically, it's different. If you go to Indonesia, slightly different. If you come to Malaysia, there is a certain style when you carry out the Silat stance.
So Silat seems like one of those martial arts that offers a little bit more than just fighting. So what else does it teach outside of just fighting and self-defense?
Okay, this is something unique that only those people who ask get to know the answer. Silat has two fronts. One is the physical aspect, the one that you see here, the one that we developed. And the other one was the spiritual side. By I mean spiritual side is not for your own, but we have to acknowledge the fact that the Malay people, this region especially, we've been dealing with magic, black magic, witchcraft for a lot of many years, before century, even up until today. We still face with that reality right now. So that's why we train at the same time. When you reach to a certain level of this physical aspect, there comes to your spiritual training. So it embodies the part where you have to be close with your teacher, the main teacher, and then you start to meditate, and then you have to have a spiritual clarity in order to defend yourself against the arts of the black magic and witchcraft. Right. So the knife part, the knife training in Silat is one of the things. The main is actually this. This is what we call the Kris, and it's the ancient blade of the Malay people. The Kris, it can actually be long as your elbow, or it can be as small as your palm. The Kris is actually the perfection of knife fighting. Traditionally, when you hold a knife, you will hold it something like this. The blade is like this. But then for you to actually grab my blade, you actually have to grab the whole of my palm here, but then you have to cut yourself through the pointy end of the Kris. And also, Kris, when you brought it to the battlefield, it is infused with frog poison, with a lot of other nasty things that we put in the blade, so that it's poisonous and it's also harmful. This hole is quite ergonomic compared to a traditional knife. So if you will hold a knife, it would be straight, right? So that's not comfortable. This one, it's tailored to you, only to you. So it's ergonomic. It's very hard to disarm myself from it. And this part is also a weapon. You could hack it. And also the wavy part of the Kris is actually, it's helped you to open the wound even further. A straight stab, okay, you might get away with it, but when you go deeper with the wavy end, then it starts to create a nasty wound for you to even fix it and close it up. This is how the Malay people understand the art of knife fighting. It is nasty, yes, it is difficult. Maybe we could put a demo into it. All right. Then I'll show you number 3, which is a bit dirty, but okay. But we'll be careful with this. Okay, try to stab me. Boom. Right. What I do is that I'll take your arm, through here, and I come in.
That's so scary.
Yep.
That's so scary.
So what I did was, I put the knife behind my body weight. So if you try to stop my arm, right? I can still push it
you're
further.
Stronger with your body weight. Yeah.
So that's the dirty play that we try to develop here.
By the way, guys, listen. This is real sharp metal. Like, you guys don't train with rubber knives?
We did with the wooden knife.
Okay.
But that is when you first initiated in trainings.
Okay.
On the first day,
you just skip that part for me.
We skip that part for you. Right?
Thanks.
Deflect.
Here.
Pull my arm. No. Grab my wrist. Okay, put it away, and you come in. Correct. Whoa. Nice. Okay.
Brutal.
So even though I try to skip run you,
I still have control.
You can still have control, and you just follow me through. Follow me through. Nice.
Yes.
Right.
Playing with knives, Mom. Sorry.
Let's try that again.
All right.
I'll you stab me. Up. Okay. Good.
Oh, I don't like that.
Try to, instead of you try to block, what you did was try to come in from this side.
Go under you?
Go under me from this side.
Okay.
Good. See?
All right.
Now you see when I
break your grip.
Break your grip. Try to slash while you break my grip.
Okay.
See?
Yeah. If I got the frog poison, then you die tomorrow. Not now. He could still kill me.
If you manage your distance, they can't get you.
Right.
So the fist distance, the knife distance.
Right.
So you could either be up front close, right? But it's still here. You can't harm it, but I can harm you, right? But if you manage it away,
we can still be safe.
Best to stay away.
Better to stay away. So the art of knife fighting in Kris is that you have to be confident to actually step in, step out.
Right.
Right. You may not use it in real life, but it's an option.
Yeah.
It's definitely an option.
Probably good to have that reaction anyway. Yeah.
That's the reaction that we are training for.
Yeah.
So training with metal blade, develop that sense of urgentness. Right.
Yeah.
It's danger, right?
Don't mess up.
Yeah. So that's why we don't do this with kids. But then early on, teenagers when they first started, they started with wooden Kris.
Do trainees ever get stabbed or cut?
Oh yeah. Do you see my ear? I think there is still some.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it, but
A little slash there.
a lot of slash. Training with a wooden knife develop your coordination, yes. But with a metal blade, you be confident, but at the same you realize the sense of reality that you're hit with.
Yeah,
right. The
a lot
reality
more
of-
respect for
a lot
it.
more respect for it, right? So
I would imagine if you played or trained with rubber or wooden knives, you'd be a little bit too confident going into a real life knife fight. So that makes sense. Okay, we got another technique?
sure, I'll
Okay.
give you the one without.
One without the knife?
The one without the knife.
Okay.
So
Do I get to keep the knife?
You get keep the knife.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Cool. I might win this one.
Right. This is what we call the lock technique. Okay.
Okay.
Stab. Maybe you could stab. Right. So the idea is to control the wrist.
Okay.
Right. Right. Control the wrist, and then you develop that sense.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yep.
it.
There's no frog poison on this one, right?
No.
Okay,
There's no.
okay.
So this is a sense of it. Try to avoid. Let me show you.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Oh. Step inward, or you could right off the bat hug the
Okay.
wrist below the elbow.
Okay.
Right. This is to prevent him from try to tarik. This is try from
Yeah.
yanking you.
Yeah.
Right. So you develop it. So control the body. This is the first step. All right. After he comply, then you start to bend, and then put your body weight into it. Right. See? Or even better, without try to disarm. Stab him. Forcefully. Right.
All right.
Nice. Okay. Right. Okay. Try to escape yourself. Nice. All right. Now, using his momentum pulling, try to slowly curve him
This
to the
way?
ground. Yeah, this way. While twisting. See? Not that way. The other way.
Okay.
Yeah, that way. Yes.
Okay.
See? Okay. Twist slowly.
Ah, okay,
Bend
I
to
see.
his will. Right. Right.
see, I
Twist
see.
more. Play around. Nice. Okay. Put your body weight into it. Nice. Okay. At least we have sense of security.
Yeah.
What we have here. Okay. Now is the negotiation part. You want more?
You were a bad boy and you weren't being very nice. Time to calm down, all right? You tell your mom.
Exactly.
Okay.
Alright. So if it's not comply, then let go again. Let go and let go slowly while controlling his arm, and we deliver the final blow.
Oh,
Right.
where?
Where the vital point next.
Okay.
Armpits.
All right. All right, I told you. You shouldn't have stolen that candy from that store. All right.
Nice.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And we have this in the Malay world. We also have this in pairs. What I mean by that is that you have the takedown from the front, and you also have that takedown from
Yeah.
the in front. See? So this is how you can actually force and be John Wick with it. Anything that you can do with Kris, you can do it with a knife.
Wow.
Right. So that's the beauty of it. And disarming it is a little bit difficult. That's all.
Okay. So historically, Malaysia has been colonized.
Correct.
Was Silat used to defend against that? And if so, was it like forbidden and trained underground, like a secret, kind of like capoeira, for example, in Brazil?
Yeah,
It had to be a
yeah.
secret, right? So is Silat, does it have a similar history?
In a way, yes. There is a story told back in the days where obviously Silat was already a lifestyle back then, but then it gets to a point where Silat is dangerous, right? To being trained by the locals. That's why Silat now being covered up with a dance. A part of when we are in the colonization area, putting Silat into a form or kata is just the one part of it, but we also keep it in a form of wisdom and knowledge in dance.
Real quick, I want to go back to the black magic.
Okay.
What would you explain to the viewer? How would you explain black magic and how is it being used against good in the world? Do you use black magic in Silat to fight against it as well?
Okay, that's the thing. You don't fight black magic with black magic.
Okay.
That's the thing. You fight black magic with the power of God, with the strength of God. In a way, that's how you win over evil. If you fight black magic with a witchcraft, then you are the same as evil as the other devils. The key here in Silat is that be close to God. Magic, I would say, been in our daily life since we know humanity, right? There is a curse and a witchcraft that separate marriages, right? Woman, a wife will actually envy the husband. The husband is actually abusive. So some of it is just for business purposes. You don't like the other person to be more successful in business as you are, so you send a witchcraft. So sometimes the deals doesn't come off, the channel doesn't work out. Sometimes you always be in a hardship. But then until you find and seek real teacher, then he tell you that, hey, there's something going on, there's a witchcraft in you. And then you start to consult spiritual leaders, spiritual teachers. But in my point of view, if you learn Silat, you already know how to defend yourself against these people.
Okay, so what do you hope, especially foreigners, people in general, understand about Silat after watching this?
So I believe for the viewer that really hope to understand is that don't take the superstitious too much. Just train like how you train and go to the normal gym. Experience the technique, experience the culture. Some of it, if you don't understand, might as well ask the teacher, those who knows, because Silat is the art of wisdom. So the more you ask, the more it reveals to you, right? You can always take the cultural part, you can always take the physical part, you can always take on the spiritual part. So the holistic of Silat is that there is no right way for you to come. You can always come on any angle, you can always see on every angle, right? So find the closest gym near to you, right? I believe there would be the same aspect and explanation.
How's Silat changed your life? Like, where were you before you found it and started training? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, maybe financially, I don't know. Compared to now, how has Silat really changed your life?
Okay. I started with when I was 13. Right, I was always get into fights. I was always hot-headed, but then I meet a very humble and a very good teacher. He teach me some humbleness, right? Put me into competition. He doesn't have to smack my head for it. He put me into competition, advise me constantly. That's the key, consistency, right? You want to be with a teacher for as much as you know throughout their life. But then you just don't go off and off with your teachers. You have to be all the way through with his life. Then you start to see your life unfolding.
And what you said there was actually true. I used to get in a lot of fights, bar fights and stuff. I showed you some scars earlier. When I was younger, very angry. And I met a Muay Thai coach, Robert Velarde. This is for you. He's from Italy. And he put me into competition. And he actually used to drive me out to the forest and train in the forest and sometimes in the basement of a church. And I was scared the first time I went. I was like, what is this? But he got in my head and really helped me kind of view things a little bit differently. So it's amazing. Martial arts or just training in general, the physical suffering.
The physical suffering.
If you do it intentionally, it will change your life.
Yeah.
So, as you can see here, this is the culture in Malaysia. You will see someone over in Malaysia, someone good grandmaster, teacher, with a plot of land in his home, and a student learning Silat every night. This is the culture here from you are 13 up until you are ready to take on life. this is the official uniform of Gayo, right? So if you are high in your rank, you straighten up so that everyone know that you are in charge. But if you are second in command, you fold it like that, right? So at this moment, Cikgu Syarul is the commander-in-chief for the session, so he's the one leading.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How beautiful is that? That was beautiful. The song, the tradition of respecting each other. That was beautiful. Look at all these beautifully dangerous people. What a lovely bunch of people. All right, that's it for this episode. Make sure you tune in, like, and subscribe. We're going all over the country of Thailand to discover more martial arts, food, fitness, and fisticuffs.